So you want to grow or start your wholesaling business in 2021. So this is the right video for you. So let's roll the intro. Okay, I'm excited to share with you. I read a book today, Clockwork by Mike Michalowicz. I think it's the same author of Profit First. It's a great concept, and I try to kind of simplify the process to help you, the person who wants to start a real estate wholesaling business or maybe scale it. So I wanted to share with you a few concepts that I believe will help you start the journey to make sure you know what to do, what to focus on, and to build the foundation if you want to scale your business. So let me share the screen with you real quick. So the first phase is always, especially if you are a solopreneur, a one-man show, you just want to start, I usually recommend that you need to do everything before you start delegating. So, and the challenge is that people tend to do a lot of things that they are not money-making activities. So the focus is to analyze your time. Make sure that you don't spend time on unimportant tasks like building a website or open an LLC or getting business cards. Things that will not put money in your pocket and will not get you closer to your goal. So the first thing is that you want to focus on is to start doing and executing, but focus only on money-making activities. And the money-making activities, in case you don't know, is you need to generate leads. Without leads, you don't have a business. It's basically the fuel for the machine of the wholesaling business. Without leads, you can't go anywhere. And number two, you need to speak with sellers. Once you start to generate leads, you will need to start to speak with sellers to get good on the phones. And the next thing is, after you speak with sellers, you have to make offers. Because if you do the first two things and you fail to do the third thing, which is making offers, you will never close the deal. And if you don't close the deal, you will never be able to make money in this business. And lastly, you need to follow up. As I'm sure you know, and you heard it 1,000 times, the money is in the follow-up. And if you don't follow up with leads that are already in your system, you're not going to close deals, because it's rare to close the deal on the first time you speak with somebody on the phone. So you need to follow up with them on a regular basis to develop a system to make sure you're following up on leads, to make sure that when they're ready to sell, they will think about you and they will be willing to sell to you. So besides just doing, so this is the first phase. The phase is doing, focused on money-making activities. But while you're doing these money-making activities, you will start to get better. You will start to develop a system in your head. And the key is to capture this system and this process that you have, whether it's how you generate leads. I don't know, maybe you drive for dollars. So I'm sure you have a system how to drive for dollar. And if you have any question at the end, again, I will let you know how you can reach out to me, and maybe we can work together how to develop generating leads, how to speak with sellers, and basically how to build a wholesaling business. So if you're interested to learn more, just let me know and reach out to me. I will include a link in the description phase. But the key is that you want to start to document the process, and you can use system like Loom or like Google Sheets or Google Docs to make sure that you have a step-by-step process with the mindset that one day you want to delegate this task to a virtual assistant or to a lead manager or to whatever task you do decide to do. So the goal here is basically to document the process, have KPI, the key performance indicators that you know you need to hit in order to help you go to the next, to hit your goals. Basically, you need to track KPI. So that's it. Your goal is to close your first deal, money-making activities, generate leads, speak with sellers, make offers, follow up, and then document the process while you're doing. And then you will be ready to go to the next step. Hopefully you'll close a deal or two, a three, and now you will have some money to maybe help you grow because you want to do more instead of maybe, again, you're doing everything, you overwhelm, you're doing every single step, every single task in the entire process. And this is when time is to start to design, work on the business, not in the business, kind of zoom out and start to design things that will help you grow, help you scale, if you will. A lot of people like the word scale. And the first thing you need to know is to identify, here, this is it, to identify the roles that needs to support you. And what do I mean by that? You will need, again, you will find out in almost every virtual wholesaling business, there are, again, specific department, if you will. There is the acquisition department, there is the lead generation department, there is disposition department, and obviously the admin department that, again, maybe some people put transaction coordination, maybe paying bills and things like that. So this is the roles that will help support your business, because at this point you're doing everything. So maybe it's time to bring an office manager or personal assistant, somebody that will help you, and maybe doing some marketing, speak with skip tracing companies, managing drivers if you have a driving for dollar system. Maybe it's time to hire a virtual assistant. I'm not saying you have to hire all of this. You need to identify what is the most important role that you do. Again, if again I forgot to include it here, what is the most important task that you do, the task that generate the most amount of value, and the task that you enjoy doing? For me, again, it's kind of, I know that the most valuable task in the process, at least for me, it was the speaking with sellers, people who are already qualified, that wants to sell the property. And for me, that was the most valuable task. This is where the money is made, in my opinion. And I knew that I need to stay in this role, which is speaking with sellers, and I will need to try to delegate and outsource other tasks that maybe are lower value, like maybe qualifying a lead, or maybe managing drivers, pulling KPIs, again, numbers from the phone system, and things like that. This is the task that you want to outsource, but you also need to take into consideration, what do you enjoy doing? So one of the things that I didn't enjoy is speaking with sellers. So I knew that once I have enough money, that will be one of the tasks that I want to outsource as well, which will be the lead management, speaking with sellers and doing the negotiation. So going back to the roles, you need to identify, what do you want for your business to delegate? And usually the first two roles that you need to delegate or bring some help is the personal assistant role. Sometimes a virtual assistant can do that. And the lead generation, again, maybe managing tasks or cleaning a list or upload, again, getting lists and processing mailers and things like that. Then you have the lead manager, acquisition people, disposition. If you have a cold calling, maybe you want to outsource the cold calling, bring a cold caller or hire a cold calling company. And if you're doing enough volume, maybe it's time to hire a transaction coordinator. So all of this is, again, roles that may support your business. I'm not saying that you need to start to hire right away in phase 2, but you need to start thinking about the roles that you want to support you and your business. And of course, after you make a decision, let's say you decide that you want to hire a personal assistant, you need to start to create processes and systems for each role. You need to have a standard operating procedures, which is basically capturing the system, the step-by-step task that you already doing, because at this point you close 2 or 3 deals. You know in your head what you need to do, and you just need to put it to paper. Maybe you need to use a screen capture system, create a document to create a standard operating procedures. You need to have KPIs, so you have goals and you know what to track and what will get you closer to your goal, and also to keep a team member accountable. And this point, again, you are spending more time on the business, not in the business. So you're starting to think about new marketing methods to generate leads. Maybe you start to think about big pictures. Maybe it's your first hiring. Maybe you need to post an ad. Maybe you need to do an interview. Maybe you need to think about cash flow strategies. It's more like wearing the CEO role and kind of getting out of the grind, out of the woods, and kind of stepping into a business owner and start to design and think long term on how you can grow the business. And And the next step will be to decide that you're actually hiring. You need to start to assign tasks. You hopefully bring a person on board, and you need to start to hire. So you need to start to good at hiring, which is, again, it's probably the most difficult role, is to find good people. And you need to start to create the 4R document, I call it. Again, I heard it from Alex Sherfan. You need to create a document that specifies the role of the person. You need to specify the responsibility of the person, the results, and the requirements. So that's why it's called the 4R document. You need to create this document and start to bring people on board. Initially, everything will still go through you. A big decision will need to be made by you, whether you sign a contract, or whether it's a deal or not, or whether it's to sell a deal to an end buyer. All of that will still go through you, but you will have team members that are doing most of the legwork, and that will help you buy more time. And as I mentioned, you will have more time to spend on designing, on working on the business and not in the business. But obviously with that come more responsibility on your end, because these people will cost you money. But again, you need to look at it as an investment and as an investment. And if you want to grow, you have to go through this phase. You need to hire people, to manage people, deal with drama, with training, hiring, disciplining, firing, etc. So the next step is basically delegating. This is when you hire somebody and you don't have a lot of involvement other than measuring the outcome, measuring KPI, maybe training and working with the department head, but they're responsible on the day-to-day, on the decision making. You need to let them fail and grow, because otherwise, if you run everything runs through you, you will not have any business. You'll get to a point when you decide, you know what, why do I need that if they keep coming and asking me these questions? You will micromanage, and again, this is not a good place to be. So the phase 4 is delegating, is basically delegating. Keep just team members accountable. You're looking at numbers, but you are more like a leader, helping the department heads grow. But the department heads responsible for lead generation, or if you have a sales manager that's responsible on the acquisition team, they will do the hiring of the salespeople. They will do the training. They will keep them accountable, and they will be responsible on the results. Again, going back on the results for each role to report back to you. So this is the kind of to summarize phase 1 through 4. In the beginning, you just need to execute, focus on money-making activities. Then you need to identify the task that you like to do, the highest value task. And then you need to start to design the next phase. Who do you want to bring on board to help you with the day-to-day tasks, that maybe all the repeated tasks, lower value tasks that you want to outsource. And then you need to design, to create job descriptions, bring people back, but you still need to micromanage this team member before you completely delegate and hand a responsibility for the entire department. And again, the department are acquisition, disposition, lead generation, and administration, to somebody to run everything. So I hope it helps. If you like it, please like this video, subscribe, hit the notification, and share it with people. And please let me know what you do to help you grow in 2021. Thank you, and see you next time.